Good day to each and everyone. In here we'll be discussing on what we have learned about variation and deviation. So, if the variation and deviation are given, how do we determine compass error? So, to solve for the compass error, you must add or subtract the variation and deviation to get the compass error. So, for example, here, if the variation is 9 degrees east and the deviation is 8 degrees east, calculate the compass error. So, in here, we do have the solution. Variation is given, which is 9 degrees east, deviation 8 degrees east. We have the compass error, so we only have to add it up. 9 plus 8 equals 17 degrees east, since we do have the same um, direction, right? So for the next problem here, so if the compass error and variation are given, how do we determine the deviation? So to solve for the deviation, you must add or subtract the compass error and the variation. Subtract it if deviation and compass error is opposite of direction, and to add if different directions. So in here, compass error is 70 degrees east and and variation is 9 degrees east. So you just have to subtract 17 degrees east minus 9 degrees east plus 8 degrees east. Alright, so if the true bearing and compass bearing are given, how do we determine compass error? So to determine the compass error, we must subtract the true and compass bearing. And using the compass best, error west, or the compass least, error east method. So in here, for the example, if the compass bearing is 25 degrees true course, and the true bearing is 022 degrees true, then find the compass error. So the true bearing would be 022 degrees, and the course bearing would be 025 degrees. And we do have the compass error of 003 degrees west. So note, if course bearing less than true bearing, the error is east, and if course bearing greater than true bearing is west. Alright, so if the compass course deviation and variation are given, how do we determine the true course? So to determine the true course, we must use the correcting method, which is CDMVT, or can't dead men vote twice at east. So in here we do have the example C course bearing equals 062 degrees. We do have the variation of 8 degrees west, the deviation of 2 degrees east. So to calculate, you just have to mhm, yeah. Right, so we do have the compass error of 6 degrees west, true bearing of 056 degrees, right in here. So if the true course, variation, and deviation are given, how do we determine the compass course? To determine the compass course, you must use the uncorrecting method, which is TVMDC. The true virgin makes the company at west. All right, so for the example here, right, so for the last problem here, so explain how to update the variation in the compass rows. You must subtract the year on the compass rows and the current year. And after that, use the difference of the current year and the year of the compass. Multiply the annual change of the compass rows. The products will be subtracted, added to the variation of the compass rows. The difference or the sum would be updated variation. And that would be it for the example here. Right. That is self-taught. Right. That would be all. Thank you.